To conclude the 19th letter, it's the second part, which has some similarities to the first part of the letter. And speaking about the letters that are revealed to us in action and speech and thought. So when you look at a Torah scroll, the letters, the script of the letters in the Torah scroll, each letter reflects a flow and a unique life force and an energy field of divine energy. The distinct shape suggests what type of flow of light and energy is revealed through the letter. Now, the letters pertaining to speech, which have two components, the breath of speech, right, which allows us to vocalize, and then the 22 parts or 22 letters that are the form. There's the matter and the form. The breath brings out the matter, and the enunciation, utterance of 22 letters in any language. There's 22 different kinds of letters based on the letters of the Hebrew alphabet, but it's in all languages, no difference, right? The nature of letters and the enunciation of them. So in the letters, you have letters of thought, which means, so you have letters of, well, the Alter Rebbe calls action, meaning when you're looking at the book, you see the letters, it makes an imprint in your thoughts, right? Those letters, but that's the action and thought. Then you have the letters of speech. When you hear someone, it also makes an imprint in our thoughts that we think, what they say. So it's not visual, it's hearing it at that point. That's the speech in thought. And then we have the thought in thought, right? It's not based on a visual that we see the letters or we hear language, which is of letters that's spoken, that makes an imprint in our thoughts. But then we have, when we just close our eyes and we just think an idea or some thought. That's the thought in thought. Now, when we actually speak, right, actual speech comes into being by the life force of those letters that are in thought, right? Again, whether you're, because you thought them because you read them, whether because you heard them, or you just thought them on your own, what we speak is based on those thoughts. And even though sometimes a person might be thinking another thing and saying one thing, it's only because the only reason you can do that is because those that thought has already been in your mind, and therefore you might be saying something and thinking something else, right? Therefore, the words in the combination that remains in thought were there many times beforehand. Therefore, you could speak them even though you're not thinking them at the time. Now, this, in the terms of the spheros, the divine attributes, is the hindmost aspect of the externality of Netzach Hod Yisoid, as it enters into the lower realm, serving it as an intellective faculty of Meichen, the life force as is known. Kabbalistic. Okay. So that's a conclusion of the 19th letter. Any questions, any comments, any thoughts? Now's the time to put up questions, if you have. Michael, please share with us.
Shana Tova, I wish a happy and healthy and peaceful new year filled of blessings for everyone.
Amen. Thank you.
And the commentary is from today's chapter is written about the connection of the letters and why they are divine and other languages aren't divine with the combinations of the letters. Was that the reason that we stopped speaking Hebrew in the exile and started speaking diaspora language, that the Hebrew gets preserved, that we only used Hebrew for Torah study, but not for common conversations?
So there is an idea that the Hebrew language is a holy tongue, so use it in holy endeavor. There is such a sentiment. It's not necessarily, wide held, and maybe that was initially. But it's okay. You can speak it if you know it. But yeah, there is such a sentiment. Yes, there is.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Davida, does the thought, speech, and action fuel the 613 limbs in the body that represent mitzvahs? Yes, absolutely. When you think it, and you speak it, and you do it, it becomes the garment for, just like the physical garment of the body. So likewise, 613 limbs and sinews of the body, the physical garments, right, are vested and are an expression, hence, of the body. So likewise, our thought, speech, and action of a mitzvah is a garment that brings us completion to the soul. Exactly. Andrew, is there a difference between our Hebrew letters and the tongue versus the same as translated into other languages in relation to speech, thought, and action? The idea that there's different kinds of there's a commonality between all languages, because all languages you need the breath to verbalize it. You need to you have to use your lips for it. B, C, right? So all languages have that commonality of, in order to express any letter, there's, you need your lips, you need your tongue, you need your palate, you need your teeth, and larynx to express the basic, combinations of letters that will make words and able to allow us to communicate. So in that sense, there's a similarity, absolutely. Okay. Well, folks, I want to wish everybody that we should be written and sealed for a good year, a sweet one that is revealed goodness only, one that we have everything that we need for our heart's desire for good, in a manner of plenty in the mind and the heart, and in materially, and that we should be able to fulfill our purpose that we were created for, and make our stamp, our mark, our impact that will change the world for good, and we should all merit to bring the final redemption with Mashiach now. So yes, the tzaddikim have an understanding, John, of understanding Pnimius Abba. That's what, the Hasidic teachings is giving us. Yes, absolutely. Our soul returns to complete the 613 mitzvahs. Yeah, that's the idea. There's some commandments that are only meant for the high priest, right? So they do it on our behalf. The king do it on our behalf, the high priest, and so on. Yes, so you don't have to come back that way. When Moshe translated the Torah into secular language, is anything different? I don't think so. Okay, beautiful. All right, folks, we will continue now with. Of course, there will not be a Torah studies program tonight because it's going to be Rosh Hashanah and TRC. I'm going to try to make TRC maybe during the week. So okay, we will. But most importantly, a good bench the year, blessed year beyond your expectations. Hashem will provide for us and only reveal goodness. Thank you all for participating, being a part of our learning. And may the forthcoming year, the learning go to new levels that will bring us so much closer to Hashem, so much closer to ourselves, to our true selves, so much closer to the people around us, that they will feel how much we are so much more engaged and all good, that we're whole, complete, and worthy. A good bench to you. Thank you. Thank you, folks.